Hello, hello. It's your boy Snazzy back again with another one, right? Yeah, we're always back. We're always back. And we're always going to be back every single time we pull up. Today's video, we're going to be watching some Smugalana, right? We like watching Smugalana, right? As you can see, we're in the background over here just doing some life skilling. We won't do any like BDO related. I mean, maybe later we'll go over the probably in the next video. We'll probably upload like another video today talking about like the recent update we did get last night, or not last night, yesterday, and a few other cool changes that happened, and of course some nuisances to the game. Of course, quite naturally, there's always something going on with Black Desert, right? I mean, if you're in BDO community, there's always something with like, oh, this was a bad change, like. Sometimes PA be shooting themselves in the foot with their updates, with their little quick fixes and patches for certain characters or certain things. It's like there's always something, but oh, that's for another video. We're gonna be watching some Smugalana. Let's bring it up over here. I'm gonna get rid of you. Oh, that's the background one. That's funny. We need this one. And we need this one. Maybe we'll over here grabbing the wrong stuff like usual. We'll go over here and then don't mind that, okay? Okay? You didn't see none of that. Right? Everything magically just disappeared off screen. Right? We can change this maybe later. We'll probably leave it like this. I think that's pretty good for what it is, shockingly. This video, we haven't watched this one. This one came like 2 weeks ago. I did not see this. And we're gonna check it out together. I wonder what happens in this video. It has something to do related to garbage men, garbage disposers, you know those people.
Birmingham bin strike has reached its 5th week. Rubbish is piled high. Rats are infesting the streets. And experts are concerned about Wales disease.
So they're just not wait, wait. Are they just not sure? They're not. What happened? It has to do something with their paycheck. Something happened. What happened? Like, because they're not working or they're just refusing to come pick up your trash. That's tough.
What's that? Is it like a rat disease? You get bit by a rat and turn into one?
Imagine?
Rats. You turn into some Welsh person. On how the Equality Act contributed to this and how it may cause similar...
Turn into some Welsh person. Oh my gosh, he's so goofy.
Strikes across the country.
Imagine turning into a rat. You'll turn into one of those Skaven rats and you're just constantly hungry. Oh man.
Rights. Boom, boom, boom. Right in your balls. In 2012, 174 former Birmingham council employees brought an equal pay appeal to the Supreme Court. Okay. They argued Birmingham City Council had provided lower pay to women in predominantly female jobs, cooks, cleaners, and care staff, compared to refuse collectors and road workers. They won their case. Birmingham Council was found to have contravened equal pay legislation because they failed to provide bonuses to cooks, cleaners, catering, and care staff, but did offer them to bin men, street cleaners, and grave diggers. Oh my god, they dig up graves too? Damn.
Yeah, that's kind of shocking.
170 women were among female workers denied bonuses similar to those handed out to employees in traditionally male-dominated jobs, such as refuse collectors, street cleaners, road workers, and grave diggers. Okay. This is not a case of women being paid less than men for the same work. The claimants drew a comparison between manually taxing jobs with higher labor shortages and unsociable hours. Binmen, yeah, you have to. They do. They collect trash.
They're garbage collectors, or but call them bin men. Yeah, garbage bin men. That's interesting word to call them. Um, this is interesting though. It's kind of shocking. Like, why we wait? So we're take. I'm assuming they took money away from the bin men. Most likely, that's what happened for sure, and that's why they're not collecting trash right now. And this, as you can see, uh, we have different jobs. Why are we? I don't know why. Why are we doing that? Okay, I think this has been said multiple times, right? These people are always doing this, where they're trying to compare people's how much they're making, and then they're comparing it to like a whole nother job. Like, you're supposed to compare your job and what you're being paid with people who are working the same job in the certain position that you're working at your said job. That's where you're supposed to be comparing your earnings to, right? And I'm pretty sure a friend of yours won't mind sharing their earnings with you. It's like, like, oh, this is how much I'm making. How much do you make? Right? Made probably a little bit more than you, probably a little bit less, right? You're supposed to compare your earnings based off of who is working the same job. You're not supposed to be comparing to other jobs that are doing other things. So maybe they're getting paid a little bit more because of how taxing and difficult or how much time they have to put in. I'm pretty sure grave digging is quite a taxing job, I might even add. Right, because like that has to be a really taxing job in itself because you're having to dig a grave. I'm pretty sure, right? And then you have to bury the grave. You have to do all that, and that can take probably like 30 minutes to an hour potentially on the build. I'm pretty sure it depends on the build, right? I mean, we have more equipment now, so like that probably be like 20 minutes flat, or even less, right? But with the shovel, most likely longer, right? Why are we still doing that though, right? At the end of the day, if someone's making more money than you in another job, like there's a reason for that, right? That's what I'm thinking. There's a reason for that they're getting paid more. It's like, oh,
Over
it's
there at
whatever,
like 2
bro.
to 3 a.m. up until like 6 a.m. Yeah, because it's obviously like whereas there's less people on the street.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's
And
less
more
people on the
popular
street.
jobs like cooking and cleaning. Because they
Yeah, and
lost the case, Birmingham Council have had thousands of equal pay claims.
that's another thing, right? You're in I guess we can say a saturated market or a field where there's a lot of people who are in that job. So quite naturally, now a lot of people want to collect trash can, trash bins, bin men. Right? There's not a lot of bin men out there. Right? So kind of have to pay those people well if you want to keep those people in, at that job, right?
Brought against them. So far,
Whereas
they
they
have
can
paid
just
out
find a whole
1.1
other person to replace
billion
your position
pounds.
as a
That's
cooker
more, chat, by the way. For
because they can get
Americans, that's
anyone
more.
for
It's
that
probably
job.
closer to like
They can't just get
1.3
anyone
or
to collect trash
1.4
cans. Or a lot of
billion
people don't like that job.
dollars.
Just like
To former
remember
employees
when
and
people
equal pay.
I forget it reminds me of that one video. Uh what video? I'm trying to think. Is that guy who goes around asking like women questions? I forgot the name of his channel, but he asks like I'm pretty sure people will probably remember. If I can find it, I'll try to go look for it after this. But he was going around asking like, "Oh, would you work a job that pay you like thousands and or however much, like a huge amount of money to clean sewers or work a 9 to 5?" And I mean, quite naturally, you already know who's asking with this question. He's asking women, and they all was like, yeah, I'm working the 9 to 5, even though the job that, you know, the more disgusting job pays the most. The job pays the most, yet they still chose the 9 to 5, which is very odd. It's like, wait, so you're not gonna take the job that offers more money? It's like, well, like I don't want to. That's literally that whole logic applies to this. They want to make the same amount of money than what the actual hard laborers are doing. They're trying to make their money doing less of what they're doing. Like that's crazy.
Pay compensation. They
Wait,
estimated further liability in the region of 650 million and 760 million pounds. Holy Toledo, that's a lot of money.
that's a lot of
That's
money.
taxpayer money. Oh my. What a steal. Yeah, steal is not what I'd call it. You wanna be smoking hot at the gym
Ad?
this summer? I got the perfect thing for you. Don't take my word
This is a
for
gamer's.
it. Listen to him instead. Of April. All right, back to you, Tom. The first
Back to
consequence
you,
of this is
Tom.
obvious. It caused the council to go bankrupt. Yeah, I imagine.
I'm not
In
shocked.
September 2023, they issue a Section 114 notice declaring the council to be in negative general fund position due to the cost of providing equal pay claims. Yikers. Okay.
Oop.
Yeah, ding donk, no money. Give us more money, taxpayers.
Yeah,
The
give us
second
more money.
consequence, the council urgently had to equalize pay for binmen and catering staff or risk further payouts. But look, I'm sorry. I have worked in retail and not directly in catering, but I did do like barista work for a time, so it's kind of adjacent to catering. I don't think it's the same as picking up garbage for like 5 hours and like having to fucking stink like garbage all day and lifting up people's garbage.
That is kind of factual. Oh, my bad about that. My mouse is like slightly broken right now. If I click, it like double clicks. Unfortunately, I'm waiting for my new mouse to get here. It should be getting here Monday. But like, yeah, like what she said, like I'm pretty sure like it's not the same. Like it's not. Like it's so obvious. It's not the same. So why? It's like what I said earlier. Like they're trying to do they're trying to do less but get the same pay. They're trying to do less and still get the same amount of money. Just because they chose this field and they're like, "Well, I didn't want to do that other field, but I still want to make that type of money though." Right? I didn't want to go do that job, but I still want to make the type of money that that person's making.
Getting garbage juice all over my fucking clothes and shit. Yeah, I don't think it's equivalent. Like, yeah, I think both jobs can suck in their own way, but I think one of them is definitely fucking worse. Or at least, like, worse in, like, hard work. Because they were bankrupt, there was only one way to do this, by cutting pay for refuse collectors. No! No!
I figured there was only one way, there was one outcome just to satisfy the other side. It's like, you know what, we're just going to cut their pay. We're just going to cut their pay. And yeah, that fucking sucks. Okay. Like, bro. Ugh. Okay, come back. Come back. Man, I'm just going to use my keyboard every single time.
This is crazy.
That sucks.
No way they cut garbage men's pay because waitresses were complaining they weren't making as much. I have to be like misunderstanding this. And not only did they cut garbage men's wages, but waitresses and cooks got literal free money because they were discriminated against?
Yep.
They
just got free money.
Fucking wild. Holy crap.
That's crazy.
That makes no sense. That's not even fair. Birmingham Council has been finding ways to cut the pay of those in male-dominated professions. Unite report that they've cut $1,000 in shift pay already. They've also cut the highest paying refuse collection job, waste recycling and collection officer, an 8,000 pound pay cut for some. That's like $10,000. Oh my gosh.
That's a little bit more. If I'm not wrong, right?
Joke. Like, it's hygiene.
So they just
That's
I just did it again out of habit. That's crazy though. So now all the garbage men are getting paid less for their hard efforts to society, and now they're not working, or in this case, they're not collecting trash. They're probably clocking in, right? They're clocking in, but they're like, you know what, you know what, you know what? Hey, boys, don't collect the trash. Leave that street filled with trash. Like we don't have to collect all of them. It's just like what like here in the states, like you have like I live here in Texas, right? So there's like certain areas that are funded by the police, and then there's some areas that are not, right? Acres Home, if you're familiar with it here in Texas, right? It's not funded by the police. So quite naturally, if something bad happens, don't be surprised if the police don't show up. Right? The police ain't gonna come do their job if they don't got funding, right? Or they're getting cut on their funding, so they're not gonna come do their job. But you did cut their funding, so why would they come do their job for what they're being paid for to do? They're endangering themselves for one, right? So quite naturally, the pay should be high in that regard anyway, because you know, right? You know, you could die, you could die, but what am I talking about though? Like,
Hygiene, like that's horrible. Deserve to strike? Yeah, they do. They really do.
I'll be
This
striking
reminds me of
too.
the Simpsons episode. I forget what it
Ah,
was, but they
yes,
cut the pay of
yeah, that did
all the
happen.
garbage people and they went on a
You know what's
strike and then the
crazy?
mafia had to take
My
over.
friend,
Yeah. This kind of reminds me of that. The
uh,
council is at a total
personality was
impasse. They
talking
have to
about
make these cuts if they don't
Simpsons.
risk further equal pay lawsuits. Oh my god, that's so bad.
Yeah,
They are
that's
bankrupt, so
horrible.
they simply cannot afford to bring up the pay of cooks, social care workers, and cleaners instead. Oh my
So they
gosh,
have to
UK is
take
so
from
cooked.
the
Yo, any
garbage
UK garbage men in the
collectors.
chat? I'm sorry. Living in trash. You would say that. You would. You're a little rat. My chat loves this. They're rats. Like our mascot is like a rat. Birmingham won't be the only council to
Loki,
experience these
she should
problems.
have
Refuse.
that as their little mascot. We like the rats, right? We like the rats, just like how Asmongold has the roaches. Like, roach out, boys, roach out, roach out. I love it when he says that shit's so funny. He's like, look at him, he's roaching out.
Collection stuff work. Councils need to pay more recognition of this, but the workforce is around 73% male, so will always be vulnerable to equal pay lawsuits. Chat. This is unironically the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Bro,
Yeah.
women aren't gonna do certain jobs. Women, like, there's not a
Literally what I was talking about earlier, bro. Like women will literally work less paying jobs, even if they were offered one of these types of jobs that pay really well, they wouldn't take that job because they don't want to do those jobs. They rather what was like the job women prefer. They like office jobs, right? They like office jobs or 9 to 5s. They like doing retail and baristas. They like doing these types of jobs. They like doing cooking. They like doing these types of jobs. That's the point, right? They don't want to work collecting trash or cleaning pipes or those types of jobs where you actually have to do a lot more work to get your money, but they pay well, and that's the thing. But still, like, that's not enough for them.
lot of women. Women don't want to be truck drivers or plumbers or garbage men. This
Yeah,
city or whatever this is, like council area, it's literally going to run every male-dominated profession into the ground by doing this.
yeah.
Like people who go into the sewers and have to clean the sewers so that we don't get clogged.
I like how everything I talked about just happened. It's like, dude, like, just imagine like not cleaning like the sewer pipes for like a good month or two and see how bad society becomes. Like that. Oh, all the rats, all the rats will be coming out.
Some shit like I'm sorry, I I've seen enough documentaries about dirty jobs and all that, like all those episodes of Mark Rowe, and it's always men doing the dirty jobs. There are women occasionally, of course, but
Yeah, like I've seen some women doing now I want to call them bin men for some reason. But there's a lot of I've seen plenty of women doing garbage collecting. Like there's a rarity of them. Like it's not many though. That's the point, right? Like it's like 73% like what, over there, right? This for them. I'm pretty sure like we're roughly around the same. Probably shit. I'll probably say even less, right? I'll probably say even less for women. So like if they're at 73%, I'll say we're like around like 80 to like 90% for sure, right? Because there are women who do garbage collecting, but like you don't see a lot of them. A lot. I mean, it's not many of them.
holy crap. This
Most
is so
likely, they'll
bad.
probably be up in
Equal pay for
age.
the
Most
same work
likely,
is a hard won right that should be
right?
defended
Most
at all
likely,
costs, but
I'd say
equal
like around like
pay
40 to
for
50
similar work,
potentially.
as deemed by a judge, is madness.
Maybe,
It will bankrupt businesses and councils
maybe though.
and make it impossible to provide basic services. Thousands of ASDA workers win latest stage in decade-long equal pay case. 1.12 billion pounds. The case centers on the fact that the mostly female shop workers are paid up to $3.74 an hour less than the predominantly male warehouse staff. Yeah, because
In the warehouse, they're doing the most. They're doing hard labor, so you got to pay them more. like, come on. Like, we have to. They're doing hard labor. You have to pay them more. It's like Jeff Bezos not paying his warehouse workers to they're doing extremely hard labor as is. Right? So you have to pay them a lot. You have to. like and, and if you're working in the shop, are you gonna pay the person who's gonna you're gonna pay the people who are doing the hard labor the most likely. But you have another job like this. Like you have many jobs like this where you have someone a shop worker, right? They're selling the stuff, right? They're not gonna pay them that much because they're not doing as much. All they're doing is talking to someone and that's pretty much it. And transaction, right? Bam, that's it, right? It's pretty much it. So it's like you're not gonna pay them that much. It makes sense. It's
warehouse
not
has
because
to
you're a
work
woman.
longer
A
hours,
guy
very
probably working
likely.
the same exact job is gonna get paid the exact same as you.
Because they have to lift up shit and also work night shifts, and night shifts also they get paid more usually, and also they break their backs and legs.
Yeah.
Like, what are we really talking about,
What are we
man?
talking about?
Different work
Yeah.
equals different pay. No, no, that's sexist. You can't say that.
You can't say that. That's sexist. And you're doing different jobs at the same exact job, but you get paid differently. Right? That's not okay. You should be getting paid the exact same as the person who's doing the most labor, even though you're doing less. You're doing significantly less, right? You should be getting paid the same though. That's their logic.
No, like highest. Like, let me Google this really quick. Highest male dominated professions. Construction, firefighting, and some areas of finance and technology. No, I need like a statistic. Ah, here we go. Okay. Yeah, this is the U.S. Department of Labor. What's DIMS? Let's look at it. This is not the UK, but this is the U.S. Let's just like read that. Oh, this makes so much sense.
Interesting. I'm
Wow.
not shocked.
Oh, all of my little chatters. Chat, do
Look,
you have one of these jobs? I bet you do. I bet most of you do. There are people who don't do this kind of work, but I bet most of you do. I can't read. You can't read it. Yeah, automotive. Look at that.
here in
Machinist,
Texas,
repair
construction labor is
workers,
very
welding,
common.
landscape, groundskeeper. Chad, look at all these jobs that they're gonna get to cut pay too in the UK. Wow, industrial truck and tractor operators
Dude,
painting
so
work.
yeah, so now thinking about that, they're gonna cut all these jobs, like all these jobs in the UK, because they're gonna. Well, They're cutting like male dominant spaces, and this is all these are male dominant spaces here in the US. Now, I can only imagine what theirs look like over there, and they're going to cut all these. They're going to pay all these people less. They're going to cut their funding. They're going to, like, what? What are we talking about here? Like, why are we doing that? These are extremely important jobs, right? Groundskeeping. I did apply for a job recently for groundskeeping at one of the schools that my mom wanted me to work at. They still haven't called back to me yet, so I was like, yeah, this is another one. Hey, oh, I guess this is two. There's two different ones? Okay, yeah, we just look past
Workers,
that.
is that like painting roofs and like walls and stuff? Electrical and electronic engineers, construction managers, machinists, construction labor. Wow, it's almost like a lot of these are men. Occupation with the smallest share of women workers. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Did you look at that? Landmark equal pay went for thousands of workers against retailer next. Why are we even saying that retail is equivalent to like putting boxes and moving stuff? And also if you work in a warehouse, you have to have a license for a forklift. I know that you have to have
Yep.
that at least.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You like actually have to have a license. Of course, they're gonna pay more because you have to get a license. Therefore, forklift licenses are like blinker fluid. They're not. It's stupid. I have no idea. Need more qualifications. Well, at any rate, I just think that backbreaking work like picking up boxes and moving them is very likely more intensive than
Talking
putting
to
stuff
someone
into a bag.
and putting stuff in the back.
I worked retail when I was a teenager. Yeah.
That's just
Sabotage.
goofy. That's just the goofy part about it. Is like, why is this up for discussion? Like, we shouldn't even be having to say these things. It's like, how are we equating these two different jobs and asking for people to pay more for the people who are doing this job, a lot more than the one that not a lot of people are able to do, and then I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. I don't understand.
Your Department of Sanitation, you are heading towards drowning in garbage. Yeah, tell me about it. Look at this.
That looks horrible.
They are it's literally as tall as the lady almost. Or man, I don't know, I can't tell, but they are almost as tall as this person.
That's crazy though.
Side. Like holy guacamole. What's the legislative change that needs to be made to end such mad rulings? Clarification of equal pay legislation with Equality Act that only applies to the same work, not work of equal value. Very small change that could save billions in lawsuits. Okay, that's a fair criticism.
Yeah.
So like currently this city in the UK is experiencing a garbage man strike, and look at all the trash in the streets. Oh my goodness. Now imagine the truck drivers go on strike. Like,
yeah,
goods stop being delivered and moved around.
Yeah.
The firefighters, the mechanics,
just imagine all these other jobs they would do that for. Like,
this is literally premium levels of retardation. You cannot compare pay gaps with different professions. Like, you just can't. It's not.
It doesn't make sense.
This is so bad. Birmingham is a fucking shithole. I've never been there. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't.
Maybe.
All of Birmingham stinks. I've been to Birmingham. That's a picture from years ago. It actually looks like that. Okay, man. All right. I wouldn't take it that far, but sure. I've never been there, but I wouldn't know. Imagine being a hardworking guy taking out people's trash all day, and you get your pay cut because some Karen's bitching about like having to.
Asmund Gold said it best, bro. I mean, fucking Karens. That's the number one enemy right now for everyone. Is the fucking Karens, bro.
Whose trash you also have to take out, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is certifiably insane. They're so.
And they still want you to take out their trash, by the way, while making less money.
I feel so bad for all those people. Like, for me, I always was told to respect garbage men since I was a little kid. Like, if the garbage explodes, I will go out there and, like, pick up my trash. Like, why the fuck would I make it harder for the person who's taking my fucking poo-poo, pee-pee, my snot, my
Oh my
boogers,
god.
and throwing it into the garbage truck?
That's
I
crazy.
want to make it as easy as possible. If it breaks and it's like, I didn't know about it, it's like, that's different. But I'm talking
Yeah.
about, like, oh, shit, there's a...
Yeah, I always make sure like all my trash is like in the bins. Like I always try to make sure it's like because I have to take it out. That's why I always be getting on my little brother. He always be like throwing the trash out and he just leaves it in the grass, like in the backyard. I'd be like, Mason, like pick up the trash. Like you took it out when and some trash flew out and you just let it sit in the grass. It's like, oh my gosh.
ripping it. Maybe I should like fix it before I put it in the garbage thingy, in the garbage bag. And to top it off, imagine how like mad you would be if like if I was one of these garbage men, and not only did they cut my wages, but they also gave free money to these Karens
Yep.
because she filed a discrimination claim or something. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
And they're blaming you just for like they're blaming you just because you're making more money than them. That's the part that irritates me a little bit. It's like, what? So they're getting blamed because of something that's not happening to them. Like, come on, man.
These women literally get free money from the council.
And now they're getting free money.
Taxpayer money. Like, because they were being discriminated against?
You had
like,
nothing to do with what was going on over there, and they're like cutting money from you just because. It's like, come on, bro. Like, come on. Like why?
Rich woman or something. Like, what are you doing? Oh wait, it's too hard. It's my money now, sweetie. I'd be fuming. Like, this shit turns people into like sexists, man. They
honestly,
getting, like,
yeah,
radicalized.
yeah,
absolutely ass backwards. Over $1 billion, $1 billion, not a million, $1 billion paid out to random women complaining because guys who work hard jobs and they don't like that they don't want to do, and they're making more money. Yeah. Wait, bro, if you got you've got a trash pile license. No, I don't. Can't see why they become sexist. No, not a single shred of logic in that. Bro, it's sad, man. Oi, in it, these women, they get paid more money, in it. Yeah, misogynist. No, I'm serious. Like, it could be just a normal dude who has a family, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna freak the fuck out. These women, in it, want more money, in it. Having a laugh. Having a giggle with all the trash up in there. In it. Yep, not surprised. Again, I'd be fuming, but I hope this gets sorted. This shit is serious,
hopefully.
By the way. You can have some serious health consequences from this shit.
Yes, 100%. You'll be like, what is it? I mean,
it's already in there.
It's already in the dictionary, not in the dictionary, in the history books, bro. Black because the rats. It's because of the rats. They were swimming in people's and we won't say it, but they're turd, right? They're eating their turd, swimming in their turd, and then they'll get in people's food. Right? It's like, now you have this problem, right? Now it's being caused again because people are pissed. Right, people are pissed this time.
Painting workers, industrial truck and tractor operators, the people that have to get licenses and stuff. You don't need a license to be a freaking waitress. You just have to be at least a modicum of nice to the people you serve.
Yeah.
And do your freaking job.
And do your job.
I would know. I've been there. Mm-hmm.
A lot of people and a lot of women tend to work these jobs. It's a pretty easy job for women. It's not something that takes a huge amount of effort, but you just got to be very good at talking and be able to actually interact with people very normally, and bam, that's pretty much it. Right? It's pretty simple, right?
I know I have to know how to talk and write stuff down. Whoa, that's
Imagine
hard.
having to get a license
Damn.
just to be a
Yo,
waitress. That's
Winter, thank
crazy.
you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the 1,000 biddies. What? I have to do my job? How about you go pick up some garbage? Have you seen the waste of Napoi before due to strikes? I have seen many countries go through strikes with garbage or sewage strikes, like
Yeah.
sewage workers, truck drivers. School bus driver strikes were also really serious because those things really do matter.
Yeah,
I'm
those
not
things really
saying
matter.
waitresses don't matter at all, or like, what else did they name? Fucking
I don't see
waitresses, cooks,
extras.
and catering and care staff. Like, they are important, but you do have to acknowledge that the people who are grave diggers, the one who dispose of dead bodies, they bury them. Street cleaners, the people who pick up your garbage
Yeah,
that you
that's
leave on
really
the side of
important
the
jobs,
street
though.
and throw it on the ground, and garbage men who dispose of your garbage.
These
Yeah,
are
like,
really
what is
important
wrong with you,
jobs.
man? Show some fucking respect. Weirdo. I don't know.
If you
I
didn't
thought this
have
was
these people,
ridiculous,
where would
and
you
you
put
can't
your
even argue
trash?
against it at this point. I want to see
Like,
what
someone
happens to
has to
the
do
city
it.
in like a month. And you know
It's
what's
not a.
crazy, chat? Replace these garbage workers who are on strike, like perfectly good opportunity for women to swoop in, you know? Go ahead, girl, get that bag. Get that high-paying job.
They don't want to
Get
do
that
those
high-paying
jobs.
job you're bitching about. Oh wait, you don't want to do
Yeah.
it? You
They
don't
don't.
want the job that pays better than your waitress job? That's
Literally, like what I said.
crazy.
I need to find that
Whoa,
video
what?
because
No
I
way.
really like that guy's video. He goes around asking people on the street like questions and just pointing out hypocrisy in itself. Right? Mainly asking women, it's like, that's weird, right? That's weird. I like watching his videos. His videos are very funny. Looks like this is the end. I like watching Alana. We'll leave a link to her channel if you haven't watched her yet. She's amazing. I love watching her. Funny person, right? But we're gonna end it off right there. I want to see your guys' comments. Right? Tell me about how you feel about this situation. I'm surprised I didn't see this. Like, I must have like glossed over it. I did have stuff happening too, so I definitely did gloss over that for sure. But like, it's very interesting. It's like we've seen it plenty of times, right? A lot of them being unsuccessful, of course, but I guess this is a case where they do succeed and they win, and it has bad, repercussions, of course, right? Cause and effect, right? Bam, right? Now you got garbage men, garbage collectors. They're just leaving your trash. They don't care. They're like, we're not getting paid the money we should be getting paid, so we're just not going to do the work now, right? Or we're going to do less than we're supposed to, right? You still want them to do like the same thing, right? Essentially, like you think of, like the I don't know, defunding the police shit, of course, right? It's like you expect them to still do the same work, but they're not being funded as much. It's like, come on now, like let's get real, right? The reason why they're being paid that much is so that they can do their job, or so that they shouldn't have to talk about this though. I hope you all have a fantastic day, good rest of your afternoon. Right? What time is this? 12:49 p.m. right now. Right? So, hey, I'm probably gonna play some more video. We'll probably even do another video later today. But stay good, stay safe. Later, everyone.